What up, people that's on YouTube joining the building? Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Gotta test out my volume and everything. Give me a minute. What's going on to my people that's joining in the building over here on YouTube? Hello. What's good, people that's coming in the building? Let me get everything going. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go ahead and get to the show. Go ahead and get the theme song as first. Gotta get the theme song out the way.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Listen Doctor bringing you guys a brand new show. Let's get it.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Listen Doctor Radio, aka the Doc, aka Fat Boy, aka your boy with the news. We got some brand new news, man, coming from a lot of cities, coming out a lot of cities today, man. I got some breaking news. If you're in the building, hit that thumbs up button. If you're on YouTube, if you're over here on BIGO, hit that thumbs up button. If you're over here on my other app, hit that thumbs up button as well and follow me. I am your boy, DJ Fat Boy, aka the Doc, aka the Listen Doctor. Everybody that's new to the channel over here, you guys can find me on all my platforms. It will be at the bottom of every video that I do. So go ahead and find that. I'll show you where you can find that at every description after every video that I do. Today's show is going to be a great show. We got a lot of news to get to. So without further ado, let's get into some news that I wanted to break when it happened 2 days ago. But I was doing some other stuff. Let's go ahead and get to it. This news coming from out of St. Louis, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know what I talk about on my channel. I talk about gun violence. I talk about black on black violence. I talk about the violence, period, and how, as black folks, we need to stop fighting amongst each other. Shout out to the people in the building. Hello, hello, hello. As black folks, we need to stop fighting amongst each other. I talk about that a lot on my channels. You know what? On the Listen Doctor Radio on YouTube. You can go find me right now at the Listen Doctor Radio or Listen Doctor. I talk about that a lot. And on that channel, I talk about the importance of fathers. I talk about the importance of being a dad, man. The importance of being a community. Fighting for your community. Loving your community. And on this day, I have to do some news about some killings that happened in St. Louis, where a couple of people, lives were taken in St. Louis. And I always talk about this, why black folks don't go out and march, why black folks don't go out there and say anything about it, why black folks are content with black folks killing each other. I'm from the hood, always been from the hood. So before y'all got people that come in here and say, oh, you being Uncle Tom, or you this and that, understand what I'm saying first with logic before you speak with emotion. I don't like people that speak with emotion. With emotion, that's why shit can't get solved. If you speak with logic, I can understand where you're coming from. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the news story. And then I'm going to give you guys how I feel. That's how I do my shows. I give you guys a news story. I talk about it a little bit. And then I give you guys what I feel, what should happen, and what I think the story is all about. Let's go ahead and get to this news story right now. My bad. I always have the music playing. Y'all gonna get used to that. I always have the fucking music playing after the fucking video. Let's go ahead and get to it, though.
Only our local police departments looking into some of these shootings and homicides. The major case squad has been called in for that killing at a birthday party in Pine Lawn. First, though, let's begin with the most recent gun violence. Police say a rolling gun battle began on Edsel in Wellston and ended with the victim crashing his vehicle into a parked car in the city. The victim was taken to the hospital. City homicide detectives called in, but the North Patrol Police Cooperative is now in charge because it began on their turf. Just before that, on Laurel, a person was shot, and police say the victim was not conscious or breathing. And about an hour before that, on Lucille, a 30-year-old man was shot and killed. Many evidence markers were used to show where all the bullet casings landed.
He was just a good person. I'm very sad to hear about what happened to him. And it's just another sad situation.
She's talking about 34-year-old Jamario Morris, who was shot in the head and killed just before 11 last night at a birthday party in Pine Lawn. 2 other people were wounded and survived because it was dark. Police say witnesses are not certain what they saw. The major case squad investigating.
We've actually had conflicting stories that it was a drive-by or someone running through the group.
He says they recovered multiple guns and shell casings, and those shell casings are also providing a challenge.
There was some shell casings that were recovered that seemed to have been out in the weather a little bit. So trying to figure out which was new, which was old, may hinder some of that process.
Detectives don't know if some of the casings are from a previous shooting or something else.
Definitely tired of all the gun violence. It's so unnecessary. It's just another senseless killing in our area.
Now, the spokesman for the major case squad tells me it appears that those 3 people who were injured, not one of them was who the birthday party was for. I'm also told it was for adults, and apparently children were not at the party. Reporting live here in North City, I'm Rocky Matt, Fox 2 News.
You guys heard that. What do you think about that? What are you guys' thoughts first before I get my rant? What do you guys think about that? The police said they have to do some checking because they didn't know what was which. They didn't know if the bullets that was left there were from old evidence or from that crime that took place. And what that tells me, if you think with logic, that it's a lot of motherfucking shootings on that block. You just got random clips, random fucking shell casings on the ground. This is the problem in these black communities that I grew up in. And I'm from that community. I'm not from that community, but I'm from a community like that where they had nothing but shootouts. It was not surprising to me. You know, we didn't jump underneath our beds. We didn't hide. It was, you know, it was something normal in my city of New Orleans, Louisiana. It was something normal for me to hear. Somebody getting shot. Seen it on the news. It was normal. But today, shout out to the people that's in your building. I see you. Today, we want to make it a big deal when police officers kill people in our communities. And I always talk about, if we're going to talk about that, why we don't talk about when black folks kill each other. And a lot of people get on me and say, it ain't just black folks killing each other. They got other people killing each other too. But I ain't talking about those people. I'm talking about my people, because I'm black. I cannot speak on Mexican. I cannot speak on white folks. I cannot speak on Vietnamese, because it's not my race. I only can speak on my race. What I see my race do is kill a lot of fucking people. They own people. But we the first person to have a camera out when somebody's getting shot. In a video I'm going to show you guys later that actually happened yesterday. A man was shot. And the folks, instead of helping this man, they had their camera out the whole time. Calling the cops pigs. White boy. Honky. Cracker. I do this because I have a lot of people in my family. In my biological family, I have whites in my biological family. Biologically. Yes, I said it. Biologically. In my family. And I speak up for my little nephew. And I speak up for my little cousins. I have white cousins. I don't want my cousin growing up believing that he's somebody evil. I don't want my cousin believing that he cannot be who he is because he's white. So I speak for all races. Put yourself in these shoes if you had a fucking parent that was white, that's being abused, or a child that was white, or half white, being fucked with because of his race. But we don't want people to fuck with us because of our race. We are so hypocritical as black folks. We really are. We want people not to fuck with us while we fuck with everybody else. In this case, man, it's very sad that nobody know nothing. Nobody know nothing. But if it was a cop, everybody would have had their phone out. If it was a cop, everybody would have saw who the cop was. What's your badge number? But we don't care when we kill each other. And I ask you guys, why? Why do we not care when we kill each other every fucking day? Every day. It is sad the amount of people who are dying behind the hands of other black folks. Other blacks. It's time for us to stop putting these guns in people's hands who don't need them. Who don't know how to use them. It is time for us to start taking back our streets. It is time for black people to come together and start doing for one another instead of tearing down each other. As much as y'all want to say I hate blacks, as much as y'all want to say all I talk about is blacks, I don't see nobody black doing what I'm doing for black people in my community. you can't broadcast and drive. I don't know nobody in my community trying to help people in the way I'm trying to help people. I actually care about my black folks. I care enough to tell you when you're wrong. And on this, you're wrong. St. Louis, you're wrong. Because ain't nobody came out. Hey, Lady CC in the building, I see you. What up, Lady CC? Hey, how you doing, baby girl? Nobody came out and said anything. And it's really disheartening that black folks would rather hide behind something than speak for something that's positive. So when you thinking and you sitting here wondering why I do these videos, understand I'm trying to save your son. I'm trying to save your brother, your cousin, your mother, your sister. I'm just trying to save someone who's willing to listen. And this next thing, this happened close to me in a town that I'm familiar with in Lafayette, Louisiana. A man was shot and killed yesterday in Lafayette, Louisiana. And a crowd of black folks and some whites went to a gas station where it happened at, the protest, a cop shooting another unarmed black male. This is not the other one. Hello, beauty. I should see you in the building. This is not the only shooting that I have to do about an officer shooting another unarmed black male. But in this case right here, this male had a knife and he was shot. But the people would like you to believe and would want you to believe that he was unarmed, and he wasn't. In this case, this man actually had a knife and he was shot in Lafayette, Louisiana, and he died. And I want you guys' thoughts. Shout out to the people that's making your way over here on BIGO. Shout out to the people that's making your way over here on the other app. Shout out to everybody that's making your way over here on the YouTube. This case was really, really tough for me. And I'm going to watch it with y'all again. For the people that didn't see it, this happened in Lafayette, Louisiana yesterday. Shout out to the My Life family in the building. This happened yesterday in Lafayette, Louisiana, where a man was gunned down by a police officer after being told to stop with the knife. He charged at the cops, running from the cops with a knife. And he was shot. Let's go ahead and watch this. Give me you guys thoughts, how you feel about it. Let's get it.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
Protesters for the death of Trayford Pellerin. Some coming out who knew Pellerin personally, others there to show their support.
11 bullets being unloaded on someone that I knew, that I saw in our community, that never bothered, to my knowledge, anybody. You know, I would see him and he would go about his business. To see that happen last night was devastating.
Something absolutely has to change because we don't want our citizens dying when there was other routes to protect our citizens, which is their job.
Several community organizations, including the NAACP, organized this event to create change within the city. Some who attended say they're hurting for Pellerin's family.
It broke my heart. As the black son of a black mother, my heart breaks for his mom. My prayers go out to her.
Others say they still have more questions about how the situation was handled.
I don't understand why, as you see in the video, he's walking down the road, why they didn't use non-lethal tactics to stop him then. With multiple officers there and 10 shots fired, I think that's a little ridiculous.
The goal is the same for all in attendance: improve relations between the black community and police.
It's very encouraging for you to be be strategic in your fight for justice. You gotta strategize. You gotta follow the narrative of the legal representation that you have. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No.
In Lafayette, Iman Boyd, KTC TV3.
Alright, pause. Look at this crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the crowd. Now, what you might be wondering, what are they doing? Handing out free tickets? What are they doing? Handing out free t-shirts? What are they doing? Handing out free food? No, you would be wrong. What this is a mob of angry black folks and mixed white folks angry that a police officer shot an unarmed black male. That's what they said. Come to find out, he was not unarmed. He had a knife in his hand, rushing at the cops. They told him several times, because a gas station, that gas station right here on the corner, called the cops and said he came in there with a knife, threatened one of the clerks. They told him to leave. He wouldn't leave. They kicked him out the store and locked the door. He went to the next gas station across the street and did the exact same thing. He ran back over here to this gas station trying to get into a vehicle, and they shot him, killing him on the scene. And I'm supposed to be angry and upset with the cops because they did their job. Now, I put myself in his mother's shoes or his family's shoes, and I would say, because I think with logic, I would say, why you have a fucking knife in your hand when the cops tell you to stop? You see all these murders, because we call them murders, and not, some of them are murders. We see all these murders that happen when the cop interact with black folks, right? Why would you run up with a motherfucking knife in your hand? Why? I mean, it's not like you don't know it's going to happen to you. I'm feeling all right, baby. It's not like you don't know what's not going to happen to you. You know they're going to put some fucking iron in your chest. Right, exactly. You know you're going to put some iron in your motherfucking chest. You know you're going to get shot. Why they didn't use unlethal force? By tasing him, you said? What, you thought the cop should have tased him? And if he would have tased him, he would have lost his job. Because, prime example, a cop in Indiana, and it's kind of funny, Indiana, Lafayette, Indiana, a cop in Lafayette, Indiana, tased a woman after telling her to stop. He lost his fucking job. So now, black folks are saying, whatever the fuck they do, you can't do them nothing. Who do that remind you of, my audience? Women. Black women. From what I have been used to, a lot of the black women who do certain shit tend not to want to take responsibility for it. Now, is that saying that this woman should have been tased? No. I don't know. But what I do know is, in that story, I saw it, she had a fucking bottle in her hand, rushing towards the cops. And it's like, black folks are saying, what can I do to get on the news today? Oh, I know. Let's go pick a fight with the motherfucking cops. See, I have people in all these audience who have loved ones who are officers. I have a cousin that's an officer and an uncle. I want my cousin and uncle and my auntie to come home safely. They don't want the cops in the neighborhood, but they're the first ones to call the cops. But you want to call them all these names. What up, Jade? Wood in the building. You want to call them all these names But y'all the first ones to call the cops when something happened to y'all. I just have a problem with that. Because as black folks, man, we've been doing this shit for too long. Ain't nothing happening. It's nothing happening. So I want you guys' thoughts. Am I wrong on how I feel about this? Because I feel like black folks are just doing shit just to get cops up rowdy. Hoping they get on fucking Facebook. Hoping they get a fucking t-shirt named after them or a street. They want their 10 minutes of fame. And it's sad. It really is. In this case, this man should have not be dead. He shouldn't be dead. But he also shouldn't have ran in front of the cops with a knife. But nobody talking about that. You got this crowd out here hyping it up. But ain't nobody said this man had a knife on him. Maybe he shouldn't have had this knife. Shout out to Love Muffin in the building. I see you, Love. We got another story. We got some more news for you guys. This shit. We just did the shooting that came out of St. Louis. This shit happened yesterday as well. And it took place in another town. And anybody who would like to send me any news stories, it doesn't matter if they are good or bad. If you are trying to send me any news stories, the email to send me news stories is thelistendoctortv @gmail.com. If you want to send me any story, it don't matter what it is. thelistendoctortv @gmail.com. I get it. I'll look over it, see if it's worthy of doing, do my background on it, and I'll do the news. Shout out to the people in the building. Shout out to April. Thank you. Appreciate it, love. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. April, can you do me a favor? Can you go ahead and follow my wife, Love Muffin? That's my wife in the building. Follow Love Muffin. She's real cool. That's my wifey. Appreciate it. Thank you, love. First star. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to the people that's in the building. I see you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. But this next story happened in another town where a man was shot by cops, and the whole city is going on edge. This shit is wild, so please watch it. This shooting took place, and I want you guys' thoughts on this one. This one took place yesterday as well. And I really dislike this lady because when she talked to R. Kelly, she didn't give R. Kelly any justice. She fucked over R. Kelly. But her friend, Oprah Winfrey, is friends with Harvey Weinstein, who actually raped a lot of kids. And she didn't do a story on him at all. Exactly. So I don't really like this lady. But watch what she says about the cops. And it's funny, black folks can go around saying this without anything happening. But if a lot of white folks go around and start saying white lives matter, it would be a fucking problem, right? Let's go.
This morning, another American city is rocked by outrage over the police shooting of a black man. It was all caught on video. Angry protests led to an overnight curfew in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's between Milwaukee and Chicago. The man who was shot, 29-year-old Jacob Blake, is now in a Milwaukee hospital. Our national correspondent, Jerika Duncan, has more on this story, and we have to tell you ahead of time, this video, very tough to watch.
This graphic video posted on Facebook shows the moment an encounter.
I want to show y'all something. I'm going to pause this very quick. I'm going to show you something. These two young ladies right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. These two ladies right here. One of them is his wife or fiance. And the other is the girl he was cheating on his fiance with. Him and his fiance, the fiance and the girlfriend was fighting. They called him over to get to come get her, to stop the fight. They were fighting. The girlfriend and the fiance, right, was fighting. Or the baby mama and the fiance was fighting. He was stopped by the cops. The cops said, stop. They told him to stop numerous of times. Stop. 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 And he did not stop. And he kept walking to the car. And this is what happened.
Encounter between Jacob Blake and Kenosha police quickly escalated. Screams rang out as police fired at least 7 shots Sunday evening.
What kind of stupid motherfucker should you be if the cops tell you to stop? They tell you to stop. Your baby mama told you to stop. Your girlfriend told you to stop. But your stupid ass kept walking to the car and not walk to the car. You opened up the car door and reached for something. Now, I'm not a rocket science, but I know cops are very afraid of people, right? They just are. Why would you take your stupid ass to the car knowing that they kill us in the streets, right? Because that's what they like to say. They only kill blacks, right? Because that's what they say, right? They only kill blacks. Even though white folks die by the cops way more than blacks. But we don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about blacks, right? Alright, cool. But why would you open up your car door and then reach your fucking hand in the car door? Like you wasn't gonna get shot, you dumb motherfucker. And I don't feel no sympathy for this nigga. You play dumb games, you get dumb prizes. I'm sorry. You know they ready to kill your dumb ass. Why would you open up the car door and then reach for something? It's like black folks are trying to get famous by dying by the hands of the cops. It really looked like that. It really looks like that. Exactly. It really looks like they're really trying to say, let me get famous today by letting the cops shoot me. Let me get famous. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. The fucking baby mama is the one that called the cops on this nigga. But, I'm sorry, the fiance is the one that called the cops on him. But guess what she does? Guess what she does, ladies and gentlemen? What did she do? Let's see if y'all know what she did. Because I talk about it on my channel all the time. Let's see who watches me a lot. What did she do, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody said it. Let's go ahead and watch what she did.
Blake appears to have been shot in the back as he entered the driver's side of an SUV at gunpoint. His children were reportedly in the vehicle. It is unclear whether police believe they saw a weapon.
You know, you got kids and a girl and all that, and I never had a problem with them. I always see them every day, parked right behind me on the street.
Local reports suggest Blake was breaking up a fight between 2 women when the police were called. That part of the incident was not caught on camera. A large number of protesters confronted officers in Kenosha Sunday night. In addition to peaceful demonstrations, at least one police officer was reportedly attacked when protests turned ugly elsewhere. A countywide curfew was put in place overnight. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers released a statement saying, "We stand with all those who have and continue to demand justice, equity, and accountability for Black lives in our country." Zach Rodriguez, a board supervisor in Kenosha County, said this incident highlights the need for more widespread use of recording devices by police.
What happened here? I want to show y'all what she did. This is what she chose to do. This is what she chose to do after her man was shot. She chose to go out here and act a pump fucking fool and say this about the cops after calling the cops.
Monday, you're watching TMJ4 News Today. I'm Julia Fellows.
This is what she had to say about her fucking fiance, about the cops shooting her fiance after she was the one that called the fucking cops in the first place.
Filling in for Susan Kim.
I'm Vince Petrano. Right now, all of Kenosha County remains under an emergency curfew. The rioting and violence from overnight subsided and things are increasingly quiet in Kenosha. Our Adriana Mendez is downtown. There remains, however, Adriana, a fairly robust police presence this morning.
Yeah, there definitely is still a large police presence here. I'm here outside of the Kenosha County Courthouse, and you can see officers are still lined on the sidewalk out here in their riot gear, just lined up on the sidewalk. Some officers sitting on the stairs leading up to the courthouse. And on the outside of the building, you can see graffiti splattered across the building, and several of the windows to the courthouse are smashed. And I want to show you this over here. Blocking the streets to the courthouse are several garbage trucks, and this is what we're seeing this morning.
Right,
some of them, their windows completely destroyed and damaged. Other garbage trucks are completely charred, and all that remains are the metal frames of those vehicles. Now, this stems from a night of overnight unrest, anger, frustration after an officer-involved shooting. Here's a video taken by a witness of the alleged incident. This video has been circulating on social media, and we want to warn you, it is graphic and maybe upsetting to some. Around 5 p.m. yesterday, police were called out to a domestic... Around 5 p.m.
I want to show y'all something that y'all might have didn't see. This man has just got shot, and he's in the hospital. He ain't dead. He just got shot. Look what these fucking motherfuckers are doing outside. Not the fucking protest, but they're doing when the cops were looking, taking the evidence. Look what the black girls were doing in the back.
Circulating on social media, and we want to warn you, it is graphic and maybe...
You see what they doing right here? They got cups in their hands. They dancing. They got cups in their hands. And they dancing. Like they at a motherfucking DJ or a party. But a black man was just shot. I know my neighborhoods, and I know how my neighborhood look, and I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm really not. But I got the fuck out of that neighborhood. If your neighborhood looks like it look, and you know your neighborhood look like it look, why are you so eager to get on TV? I never understood that. Blacks say, fuck the cops, but they're the first ones to call the cops. I don't understand that. How you say, fuck the cops, but you're the first one to call the cops when something happens? Y'all say, hands up, don't shoot. Until a cop is actually in front of you, this man could have easily put his fucking hands up, surrendered, got on the ground, sat down, and he wouldn't have shot him. He wouldn't have fucking got shot. He chose to go to the car and open the car up. Not open the car up and reach into the car. After reaching in the car, they pulling him, shooting him in the back. Because we don't know what you pulling out that car. You could be pulling out a gun, my dude. You could be pulling out a knife, a machete. I don't know what the fuck you got in that car. I can't see what's in that car. And if that's my daddy, that's that officer, I want my daddy to come home. If that was my wife, I want my wife to come home. Do that make me selfish? If it does, fuck it. Because if that was your parent, or your fucking sibling, or your loved one, you would want them to come home too. Can I get a fact?
Be upsetting to some. Around 5 p.m. yesterday, police were called out to a domestic incident near 28th and 40th Street. A man identified as 29-year-old Jacob Blake is seen walking away from officers, heading towards the driver's side of the vehicle, and that's when he was shot by police. He was taken to the hospital by Flight for Life, and we are told he is listed in serious condition. We did reach out to the hospital for an update on his condition, but we were told they could not provide it at this time. Now, a woman who identified herself as Blake's fiancé says their children were in the vehicle and witnessed this horrific incident.
You overused it. That's what you did. You shot him numerous times for no reason. It didn't take all that. Disregard that my kids was in the car at all. And you knew they was in there because I kept screaming that before y'all even made it to the other side of the driver's side to get him in the car.
Pause. Look at this. Look at her hair. Look at what she got on. You know why she got that on, y'all? You know why her hair look like that, y'all? Because moments before that, she was fighting his fucking baby mama. She called the cops. She did. She did, y'all. She called the cops on him. Because he chose his baby mama instead of his fiancée, her. He chose her side. He's married to you. About to marry you. And he didn't choose you. He chose his baby mama. The other baby mama. You call the cops, and now you got all that mouth to say about the cops. But I thought fuck the cops was fuck 12. I thought it was something that they say. So why are you calling the fucking cops? I'm not a rocket science. I'm not that smart. But I thought we've been saying fuck the cops for a while, y'all. I really thought that's what we've been saying as America. I thought we really been saying that. So if we've been saying that around the world, why would you call a fucking cop? And why nobody else out there, none of these black folks, stopped it? They got a lot of mouth. They got a lot of gangsters, gang, on the gang set, nigga, blood, crips, all that shit until they get in front of one of these cops. Then they start looking like a bitch. They got all that mouth, but so when a cop come, they want to shut up. They want to kill you in the street. They'll kill your brother without fucking thinking about it. But soon when a cop come, they not saying anything about it. They could have stopped these cops. They could have tackled these cops before they even got to that man's car. But they not the ones dying. I tell you again, black men, they're not the ones dying. They make you fucking rowdy. They rowdied you up. They make you tough. They make you want to take their side. But they are living long fucking lives. Black women are living longer lives than men. They are. It's a fucking fact. But then they want to say after you die, oh, I'm a single mom. I guess so. I guess so. Black men are locked up in prison more than black women. It's a fucking fact. And you cannot discuss it. You cannot debate it. Black men get harsher fucking sentences. Black men. Men, period. If a female raped my daughter or my son, she gonna get less time if I would have raped her daughter. It's been like that for years. It's just started. If me and my wife get in a fight, they take both of us. Back then, if we get in a fight, she could have fucked me up. I'm going to jail for the crime. It just started being both people get arrested. And it's sad. But now she want to have all this mouth. You want to talk like this now.
I've been yelling that the whole time. Let me get my kids.
Now, after the shooting took place, violence erupted in downtown Kenosha. Some people looted businesses, set vehicles on fire, and destroyed police cars overnight.
Pause. Pause. They said some looting took place. Some cars were on fire. Y'all might not see this. Y'all might not be able to see this. But these are fucking kids. Shadows. These are kids. Shadows. Where the fuck are their parents? I'm sorry. Where the fuck is mommy? Where the fuck is mommy? Because I can tell you one motherfucking thing. If any one of these kids had a father, a fucking father, not a dad, a father, they wouldn't be out there that time of night. I can tell you that much. Cookie can vouch for that. Cookie mama just got on her ass just now. And she's in her 40s. If they had a fucking father, not a daddy, not a fucking stepdad, I'm talking about a father, they wouldn't be out there at that time of night. I can tell you that much. And that's not a slight to moms. That's not a slight to single moms. But y'all are pushovers. I'm sorry. You are a fucking pushover. Single moms, your child can get away with anything. They will. Nobody afraid of you. We're not afraid of mothers. We're not. I'm sorry. I was never afraid of my mom. I'm sorry. I never was. Daddy came home. Oh yeah, I was fucking afraid. But mama, I'm not afraid of my mama. What? I'm not afraid of my mama. I wasn't. I never was. My daddy came home. Oh yeah, it was a different story. But mama, your mama gonna whoop your ass. We used to laugh. We ain't worried about no mama, man. We ain't worried about mama, boy. Fuck that. We ain't worried about mama. Get out my room. Then she'll switch it up. Daddy knocking on that door. Hey, bring that ass downstairs. With that deep ass voice. Bring that ass downstairs. Your mama told me what you did at school. Oh, I'm scared not, nigga. Because daddy got forced to that hand. He ain't tired out like mama tired out after the fucking third whoop. After that third swing, mama tired. No, daddy got energy. Daddy whooping that ass. Wah, 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 wah. They tell your ass, wah, 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 wah. I'm like, damn, daddy. I ain't even do that much, dude. Like, why you fucking... This child abuse. Wah, wah, wah. I'll show you what child abuse is. Yeah, daddy was serious with that belt. Daddy was serious. Ex-Ruly. Daddy was serious with that belt. Hey. Hey. Mama, on the other hand, nobody worrying about mama. I'm sorry. You just not. You're not. And if you in the chat and you said you're worried about your mama ass whooping, you're lying. You're lying. You did not worry about your mama ass whooping. You didn't. If you say you scared of your mama, you're lying, man. You're lying. She said I was. Hey, some mamas have it. Some mamas have that touch. But my daddy, man, daddy was the motherfucker. Daddy was the principal in my house. He was the judge, the jury, he was all that. Yeah, he was, but
Get tear gas on a crowd to try to get things under control, and then the citywide curfew was in place and put into effect until 7 a.m. this morning. Now, police have not released any new information this morning. We know the Department of Justice is investigating this case, and we're told the agency hopes to have a report to prosecutors within the next 30 days. The officers involved in this shooting have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard procedure for a shooting like this. Reporting live in Kenosha, Adriana Mendez, TMJ4 News.
But man, everybody had their phones out. Everybody was calling these cops names. Ain't nobody try to stop these cops for shooting this man. Ain't nobody try to stop these cops and try to tell these cops it was wrong. Don't do it. He didn't deserve it. All he was doing is this. And I think that's the problem. And I think that's my last bit of news for the day. Yeah, that was my last bit of news. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about that before we get off on that. Before we leave the show. What happened to our people really caring about one another? What happened to our people really loving one another and being able to call shit out? That has been lost. Today, if you start calling stuff out, people want to fight you. You know, back then in the community where I grew up at, in the Magnolia Projects, if one of the old heads, we called them old heads because it was old folks. If one of the old heads or anybody back there that was an elder saw you doing something, they had the right to whip your ass. Can you get a fax? Can I get a fax? They had the right to whip your ass. They would come tell your parent, yeah, I whooped his ass just now. I saw him doing something he wasn't doing. He wasn't supposed to be doing. Now today, if you tell a kid something, they go get their mama, and then the mama won't fight you. Then the mama go get the boyfriend, and then the boyfriend want to shoot you. Can I get a fact? Right, your mama was that one. Nowadays, they're afraid to tell their kids something because their kid gonna say, I'm gonna go to child protection. I'm gonna call child protection. I'm gonna call CDF. Now they're afraid to tell their kids shit. And that's the problem. Not me. I'm telling you. I'm going to be the one that's going to be the disciplinarian. Lady Cece, a.k.a. Love Muffin, she's soft. She's a soft puppy. She going to fall for the tears. Oh, mommy, I'm sorry. Not me. I'm going to let you cry. Ooh, daddy, I'm sorry. All right, go take a bath. It's okay, go take a bath, baby. It's all right. It's okay. You sure, daddy? I'm not in trouble? No, you're not in trouble, Pumpkin. Go take a bath, Pumpkin. It's cool. Go ahead. Soon I see you get out that fucking tub, soon I see you getting ready to put that towel on that skin, what? I'm busting that ass. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn how to stop disobeying your teacher at school. You're going to learn how to stop taking time when your mama say come inside and you take 5 minutes to come inside more. You're going to learn when she say clean them dishes, she mean clean them damn dishes. You're going to learn today. That's what parents does. That's what parents do. Not a stepdad, not a stepmom or a part-time mom or a part-time dad. They actually give a fuck. And if more people give a fuck, the world will change. But a lot of people don't really give a fuck. A lot of people just really care about that 5 or 10 minutes of fame. And I mean 5 or 10 minutes. Because this shooting happened. The murder happened. The shooting happened in Lafayette. And it's going to keep happening. And I find it funny, black folks want the cops to do their jobs. They want the cops to not harass them and be professional. But the whole time they calling the cops every name in the book. If you ever been to a comic show? You ever been to a comic show? Anybody in the chat? And anybody on YouTube, you can answer this question for me as well later on in the comments. If you ever been to a comic show and you start laughing harder than the person when he say his jokes, or you start trying to say his jokes for him, what the comedian do? What do the comedian do? What's his next instinct? What he do after that? If you start saying his jokes for him, what do? He start getting on you, getting defensive and start getting on you. He's a fucking comedian. You know how many people didn't want to go to a Richard Pryor show and sit in the front row? You know how many people didn't want to go to an Eddie Murphy comedian show and didn't want to sit in the front row? You know how many people didn't want to go to any Martin Lawrence show and sit in the front row? Because he would clown your fucking ass. But it's okay for us to belittle and talk stupid to the cops. They trying to do a job. They trying to get home. They trying to get home to their wife, to their kid. But it's okay for us, while they there, to talk to the cops stupid. It's okay for us to talk to the cop disrespectful. Call him a honky. Call him a white boy. Call him a pig. Call him a fucking whatever the fuck, a sellout. It's okay for us to do that to them. But they gotta be professional. They gotta not say nothing. They gotta take it and smile. The world don't work that way, sweetie. It don't. You give back what you give. And that's all I gotta say for today, man. Anybody that wanna watch these shows, all my platforms, you can find me at thelistendoctorradio.com. thelistendoctorradio.com. If you would like to send me any news story, it doesn't matter if it's good or positive, you can send them to thelistendoctortv at gmail.com. thelistendoctortv at gmail.com. You can find me over here. You can find me on BIGO. You can find me on this other app once I start programming it and tell people about it. I'm going to put all my stuff at the bottom of the description boxes so you can find me. Shout out to everybody who came over here, who checked me out on BIGO. Check out everybody on YouTube. Check out everybody over here. I thank you guys for the bottom of my heart. I cannot do this shit without you guys. Any story, doesn't matter. I will go ahead and do them. thelistendoctortv at gmail.com. Thank you guys for coming. Shout out to the people who sent me those stories this morning. I had 3 people on it this morning. They sent me those stories. I need these stories soon when they come out, man. And we do have a part 2 about the Sweetie Pie. We do have a part 2 about the Sweetie Pie episode, about the Sweetie Pie incident. Some other stuff came out, and it's shocking what came out. And I want you guys to be there when I break that news tomorrow. So you guys will be able to see me break that news tomorrow once it come out. Thank you everybody who showed up. And I love y'all. I see you guys when I see you. Shout out to the Mob Life family, always holding it down. Shout out to Love Muffin. And you can find me at thelistendoctorradio.com. Or you can find me at any one of my platforms. Just put the Listen Doctor on Google, the Listen Doctor, and I'll pop up. Thank you guys. Peace. Let me go ahead and this one. How much time I got left?